legends. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like if this video helps. Alright, let's jump right into it. Today I got a tips video part 2 for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start from the beginning. I got a list of things I want to go over. I'm gonna go ahead and create a timestamp throughout this video, so you can kind of skip throughout the video if you want to just skip to a certain section of the video. That'll help you out maybe. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. I appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to drop a like once again. But first, starting out, if you guys are new to the game, just fresh to the game, beginners to the game, and biggest question is, how do I get better? How do I get faster? So I'm gonna do my best to try to help you guys out. First off, first things first, you gotta understand that this game is not perfect. This game has flaws. There is things that suck about it, and there is good things about this game. One thing that they did do that could help out a lot of people to get better is they made the crashing a lot harder. It is so hard to crash now. Like, you can full on send a jump and you will absolutely not crash. You might get like a little animation where the rider just kind of like gets shooken up a little bit, but other than that, like if you case a jump, it's super hard to crash. It is like ridiculously hard to crash. But other than that, other than understanding that the game is not perfect, it has flaws. There is some good things to this game that you can take from. First off, you definitely need to understand the physics of this game if you want to get better at this game. You can't just jump on the game and expect to be the best person overnight. It takes time. I've got almost 800 hours into this game already as it is. I officially been riding pro class since the outdoor season of pro motocross, the beginning of that. But yeah, I've definitely been riding pro class. I've seen a pretty impressive change in my riding over time. Starting out, I rode automatic for like the longest time, and then I finally made the switch to manual. That was a huge switch for me. I started riding out automatic just because I wanted to get the game, get the feel down for the game, like get the physics, get everything understood, like the jumping, the cornering, the way the bike handles. I just wanted to feel it, make sure I was getting a good understanding. For some reason, I just could not ride manual when I first started out. But next thing, the personal preference is key. Is key to this game, but it's to an extent. Personal preference is to an extent for this game, that's for damn sure. I mean, you could like the Honda, you could like the Yamaha, you could like the Suzuki, you could like the Kawasaki. It's all personal preference, in my opinion. All bikes handle pretty damn good, I would say. Some might not agree with me, but I feel like most of the time the bikes always handle pretty decent. It's just personal preference. Other than that, I'm gonna jump right into some settings and a little bit of tune, button layout, and show you guys what I've been using. So let's jump right to it. Let's get to settings. Let's go to gameplay. We're gonna go. So this is my settings right here for the gameplay. I run rider name on, units, Imperial, airborne, throttle, user input. That means like when I'm up in air, I can give it gas, I can rev it out up in air, and the throttle just won't cut out on its own. But if you were to switch that to auto disable, as soon as you hit a jump, your throttle is gonna die out. You won't be able to hear it. I'm pretty sure you could still rev it out with auto disable on, but I just keep it on user input. HUD visibility, I keep that on show. I'll turn it on hide if I'm trying to get some content or something. You record a good video, take that off. You don't get to see all that extra stuff. Just keep that on when I'm racing. Career difficulty, I have that at GOAT. Custom camera, you want to enable custom camera. You definitely want to enable custom camera. You want to enable max field of vision, and I'll help you guys out with this. Once we get done with the settings, I'll show you guys a little bit more about this custom camera, max field of vision. Reflex gyro. You're going to want to make sure you have reflex gyro enabled. With this enabled, the gyro will depend on the acceleration of the tires. Vehicles will be less prone to over rotation when using the throttle and much more responsive to pitch adjustments when applying the brake. This is ideal for racing. If disabled, the gyro is affected by engine RPMs. Vehicles will respond to pitch adjustments continuously while applying gas or brake, allowing them to rotate more easily. This is ideal for freestyle. So this reflex gyro is going to help you out key in like Supercross, racing, Motocross, whatever it is. It's definitely going to help you out, and I'll get into a little bit more of that when we go over jumping later in the video. But next up, we got scrub dead zone and quick scrub dead zone. I keep this at large. So at large dead zone requires more leaning and turning to initiate a scrub. So right before the jump, I'm like leaning my sticks to the left or to the right before the jump, and I'm really cranking it just so I can get a nice good scrub out of it. The smaller you go, the less it is with having a turn, I guess. It's all personal preference. I like riding large. You guys would have to definitely mess with it a little bit and see what you like. This game is definitely all about personal preference for sure. It's just you got to get out there and try different things in order to see what works for you. But this is what I use: pitch assist, yaw assist, roll assist, all at 30%. I believe Pro is at 10%. I have it bumped up to 30. I think default is at 100%, but I'm right there at 30. So lower settings make the pitch adjustment weaker and slower, while higher settings make it stronger and quicker. You definitely got to get out there and mess with it a little bit and understand and get the feel for it. But yeah, this is what I've been rocking. Wheelie assist is enabled. My camera view's in the way, so I can't really read. Oh no, I should have moved it. I can't really read the top of what it says. But I keep it enabled just so I don't get whiskey throttle and I don't pop a wheelie right off the gate. Because a lot of times people will be like, damn, well, how are you not popping a wheelie and just flipping back right off the gate or takeoffs or anything? Like, this is because I have wheelie assist enabled. Stoppie assist disabled. Next up, audio. I turn my music off. I don't want to listen to them soundtracks. The voiceover, I have it at 40%. Engine volume at 100%. FX down to 10%. Just because I really like hearing the bike more than anything else. Now controls. This is going to be huge. Automatic. I definitely recommend, if you guys are new to the game, definitely recommend riding automatic for a little bit just to get the feel for the game. And once you get the game down a little bit, get a good rhythm going, definitely switch to manual. It's going to help you out a lot faster. The bike won't be bogging down as much. The bike seems to bog down a lot in automatic, going through the whoops in certain rhythm sections. It kind of sucks, but it is doable. It definitely is doable, and I'll show you guys a little bit of gameplay on automatic and compared to manual, just so you guys can have a clear view of what it's like on both of them. But next up, we got gamepad controls. The only thing I really changed for my gamepad controls is, first thing, I went to custom. I switched it over to custom. You can go default, face button shifting, handlebar custom. I just went straight to custom. And with the default controls, when you buy the game, the stunt button is X, and the rear brake, the stunt button is R1. Stunt button is R1 when you first buy the game by default. The rear brake is X. I had those two mixed up. The rear brake is X, but I went ahead and switched my rear brake to R1. Why? Because I can keep both fingers on the triggers like this, and it's a lot easier. It's just a lot easier for me. Once again, personal preference. Whatever helps you. Maybe this will help you. But yeah, I definitely keep rear brake as R1, and you can change that by pressing X on the button and just pressing the button that you want to switch it to. So I just kept it at R1. Stunt button, I switched my stunt button from R1 to circle. Now, sometimes my hand can get in the way when I'm racing. I don't know if you guys can see, but like this part of my finger will touch the circle button right here when I'm racing, like going around corners, and it'll actually throw a trick. But for the most part, it never really happens unless I'm like all up on the controller, like trying really hard or something. But it's really not, you'd have to mess with it and try it, give it a shot. It's really not bad, to be honest. As long as you keep your hands away from that circle button, you'll be good, you'll be solid. It's a good way to do it. But yeah, definitely rear brake set up as R1. That's going to be key right there. I'm telling you, that's going to help you out a ton. Walk back, reverse. I still hold L2. L2 still works for me. I'm not sure why it says hold L3. But place marker, I still have it as hold triangle. Reset marker, I just tap triangle. Let's see here. Sorry. My reset button. So the reset button was actually set up as the stunt button. As the stunt button I have now, which is circle. You could reset with circle, but I switched that to R3. Now some people do shift gears with the sticks using R3 and L3 with the sticks. Personally, I can't do it. That's why I use the buttons. I might have to spend a little time and try practicing with the sticks, because I heard that it's a lot better, but personal preference, once again, whatever helps, whatever fits you the best, I guess. Hey, run with it and don't look back, because that's what I'm doing. I've been using the buttons. But yeah, I mean, as far as the controls, this is what I got right here. Make sure you guys get a good look at that. Definitely want to switch that rear brake to R1. It's going to help you out so you can keep both fingers on the triggers at tops. Switching your stunt button to circle. I shift up with X, shift down with square. But yeah, other than that, steering, you want to keep this on dual stick. Do not put it on single stick. It's going to help you out a ton if you keep it on dual stick. You'll be able to control the rider movement with your right stick and control the bike more with your left stick. Vibration off, red line. Trigger resistance all off. Keep that all off. It is annoying to feel the vibration in the controller. My opinion, personal preference. Light bar, RPM. That's pretty much it about settings. As far as my tune, I'm gonna go to garage and show you guys my tune. I just recently dropped a video on my tune that I've been rocking. Engine acceleration -3 all the way to the left. Clutch boost -3 all the way to the left. Chassis +3 all the way to the right, flexible. Suspension -2 to the left. Traction +3 all the way to the right. Brakes +3 all the way to the right. That's my tune right there, and I use that tune for each and every one of these bikes. My quad tune is a little different. I did drop a video on that. Make sure you guys go check that out if you guys need help with the quad tune. I'll show you guys later in the video too with about the quad as well. I'll give you guys some more tips on the quad that'll help you out. But as far as the settings, tune, button layout, definitely give the different buttons a little try. It takes time. You gotta be willing to put the time in and try different things. But as far as settings, this is what I use and this is what's helped me. Next up, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit on the camera angle. Now we got a bunch of different cameras that you can use. We got chase far, slot left, slot right, first person, drone, chase close, chase encore, chase reflex, chase close reflex, chase, and that's what I use is chase. Now you're probably wondering why the video cut out when I was doing that. It's because my camera's in the way. I should have moved it, so I have to hit the middle button every time just to see what the camera angle is, just to see the name of the camera. So my bad, forgive me on that. I should have changed it. But for the most part, yeah, I ride chase. I do ride chase far when I'm riding the quad. I like to ride first person sometimes too, but I honestly personally feel a lot faster in third person. Chase camera, it's what I use. Now if you go to chase far, a lot of fast riders use chase far. A lot of fast riders use chase far. I don't know what it is, but they like it. I can't seem to get a good grip on it. I mean, I could ride with it and do pretty decent, but I just feel a lot faster. I feel like it looks a lot better in chase for some reason. But hey, to each your own, right? Personal preference. But with this camera, what I'm trying to show you guys is this max field of vision. When you have it enabled in chase far, what you can do is if you hold L1 and use the D-pad, press down, it'll move the camera down. If you press up on the D-pad and still holding L1, you can move the camera up or down, left or right. And now if you let go of L1, if you hold R1 and do down, up, kind of zooms in, zooms out, right? But if you hold R1 and press right on the D-pad, it maxes out your field of vision. If you hold R1 and press left on the D-pad, it'll zoom in your field of vision and get you as close as you can to the rider, right? Personally, a lot of people like riding with max field of vision, so you can see the whole entire track coming around corners, and you can see things a lot better, so you're well prepared when it comes time to whatever it is that you're going to be jumping, going around. So let's just start it out. We're on chase far. I'm max field of vision, pushing this thing all the way out, and I'm gonna push the camera, zoom it in just a tad. Nah, we're gonna go all the way out with it. We're just gonna show you guys how far you can actually go out with it. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, it doesn't look the coolest, but like you can definitely see a lot more. And you can definitely be prepared for a lot more. Personally, I just don't like the way it looks. It's a little too far for me, but you can definitely be pretty goddamn fast if you ride like this. Not necessarily you want to ride like this, max field of vision all the way out. Just way too far away from the rider, in my opinion. So, I mean, you want to kind of zoom it in a little bit, find that happy spot, find what looks good to you. You definitely got to practice and get out there and ride a little bit and see what works for you, what feels better, because every angle is going to feel different. It's going to feel a lot different in the corners, jumping. It's just gonna feel different. You have to really mess with it and find what fits you, to be honest. So we're at chase far. I would go zoomed in a little bit. Still max field of vision, R1 right, all the way zoomed out. Can't zoom, if you zoom it in with the left, you can zoom it in a little bit. But I'm zoomed all the way out, and I pushed it in with R1 up just to get a little closer. And watch, you can see if you get a little closer, you can notice. Let me zoom it up with L1. I could get a little higher on them so you can see more down. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to chase. Honestly, I was told to switch to chase far. You could possibly be a lot faster. But it is what it is. To each their own, personal preference. I'm rocking with Chase. This is where my camera's set up. I have max field of vision pushed all the way out on Chase as well. Looks like I'm zoomed in just a tad. Pretty close to my rider, not too far. Still a good view of my rider, still a good view of the track around me. Not too bad. Right? But yeah, there's as far as the camera view, pretty solid. You know, you can do the max field of vision with first person as well too. As you can zoom all the way in, or you can zoom all the way out. Personally, if you're riding first person, you want to keep this thing all the way out and see what you want to see most of your surroundings, all the surroundings you can possibly see. And then you can move it up or down if you want to look forward more, if you want to look down at the bike more with L1, up or down with L1. I kind of find that happy spot of right there in the handlebars, seeing like a tad a bit of the gas tank right there. But it is first person, is super fun to ride. Could get a little dizzy at times, but hey, it's fun when I'm ripping like free ride or something. I definitely don't feel that all that fast ripping first person. I still do pretty decent though, not gonna lie. But yeah, there you go. There you guys have it for like the camera angle, max field of view. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit the comments below. Next up, we got automatic and manual. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to Chase. So with the difference with automatic and manual, first off, since I'm already in manual, whenever you're taking off, even if you're in manual and you're during a race and the gate's about to drop, the bike's gonna automatically shift for you. Why? I don't know. This is something they haven't fixed yet for some odd reason. But you can't, when you take off in manual, you can't just take off through the gears. Now you actually can if right before the gate you switch up to second gear. Sorry guys. If you switch up to second gear and then it'll drop you back down to first, most of the time you'll be able to switch to the gears if you switch up into second gear right before the gate drop. Most of the time. Sometimes it'll kick you back and it'll still shift for you. But for the most part, I just leave it alone. I let it shift for me on takeoffs only. I'll let it just take off for me. And then I'll just clutch boost like crazy. And as soon as I hit to the corner, I'll usually shift down into third. But yeah, manual's gonna help you out a lot compared to automatic, because automatic will put you in high gears around corners and through the whoops, sometimes even through the jumps. So having manual, you're gonna be able to get more acceleration out of these lower gears around corners, through the whoops especially, and you'll just be a lot faster. But I do definitely recommend automatic starting out, just to get a feel for the game, get an understanding on how the bike handles, how it whips, how it scrubs, getting a good flow down, understanding the tracks, memorizing the tracks. That's why I recommend automatic at first. Once you feel like you got that down pretty good and you're doing pretty decent, definitely switch to manual. It's going to take your riding to the next level. Let me just show you guys real quick what automatic looks like. I'm not shifting. It's shifting for me. Still clutch boost like crazy. See, it's got me in 5th gear through the whoops. You would never want to be in 5th gear through the whoops. Bogging out. You can definitely hit your lines. You just gotta find the right line. Take the outside, get a little bit more speed, and then you can definitely hit these lines. I know you guys are probably thinking like, dude, that freaking sucks. Like, automatic sucks. Why would I want to ride automatic? Bro, trust me, I rode automatic for the longest time, and I got very fast with it. I've got really, really fast with automatic. Like, I was riding automatic last night in a live stream, and I was still keeping up with pro riders riding manual. So I mean, you can't tell me that it's not possible, that it's not doable, because I was still running 53-second lap times while fast pro riders are running 52s. Like, it's definitely possible. As long as you're hitting your jumps right, you're preloading, you're scrubbing, using your rear brake in corners, clutch boosting, you're gonna be fine. Just get used to the game, learn the track layouts, learn the different rhythms, learn the different speed of the bike, pay attention to what gear you're in most of the time. Because most of the time, you're going to want to stay in second or third. See it shifting me up to fourth, shifting down to third, second, third. I mean, for the most part, it does pretty good, but then there's times where it just shifts you up into too high of a gear. But it's definitely possible, yo. You can definitely ride automatic. Just to get a feel for things. Because at first, riding manual, it might be too much, just switching buttons, trying to hit a good rhythm, not having the correct amount of speed. If you're in manual, not knowing what gear to be in, that's why it's good to ride automatic starting out, so you can understand and get a feel for it, like what gear you're supposed to be in hitting these jumps. Like, most of the time it's second or third. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on the automatic manual, feel free to hit the comments. I'll help you guys out as much as I can. And let me get switched back to manual real quick. Once you guys are starting to get a good little flow going, good little rhythm going, automatic or manual, you guys definitely want to master the clutch boost. Master the clutch boost. I'm telling you guys, clutch boost like crazy. Now I know sometimes, let's just say, shift in a second, and you rev it out, and that's like literally all you get. That's all you can get out of it, right? Even if you're clutch boosting. Let's say you rev it out and it's not going any faster, right? If you look close enough and if you feel it, the bike, like, even though the bike's revving out and it seems like the bike's not going any faster, there's like a little delay, like in between. If you pay attention, let me see here. If you pay attention real close, I'm revving it out. The bike will kind of like pulsate. Like, it'll go fast and then it'll go slow. It'll go fast and then it'll go slow. Fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. So you have to kind of like watch for that too, because it could benefit you, and either or it could make things worse. So I mean, it is good at times to rev it out to try to get the most out of it, but you have to just pay attention to it, because like as soon as you hit that rev limiter, the bike will start to die out and you'll lose speed. But if you hold on just for like one more second, the bike will actually gain a little bit more speed, and then another second goes by, it'll drop back down. So it's like something you got to play with for sure. But clutch boosting, man, even if you're revving it out, clutch boost through the whoops. Even if you're revving out, clutch boost, 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 clutch boost. clutch, 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 clutch. That's just me not even shifting in the third. Clutch, 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 clutch. I'm telling you guys, master the clutch boost. Once you guys get the clutch boost down, you'll be a lot faster, a lot faster. How do you know when to clutch? You just start off, like right when you start off, hold the clutch, let off, clutch, 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 clutch. It's like every other second you want to clutch, clutch. Look, I got a cone stuck on my bike, that was sick. Every other second you damn near want to be clutching. Damn near every other second you want to be clutching. At the top of the gear, as soon as you switch gears, just try to think of that. Every other second you want to be clutching. Clutch, 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 clutch. Do the whoops, clutch, 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 clutch. I know that could be pretty annoying, but I'm just trying to show you guys and get you guys an idea on how much I'm actually clutch boosting. Next up, we got the rear brake and the regular brake. You guys are going to want to master these rear brakes and the regular brakes. The regular brake is going to help you guys out a lot if you're coming in too fast to a corner. So let me show you guys. The rear brake is going to help you slide around a corner. Now sometimes I'm not always using the regular brake, which is L2. Sometimes I'm just using the rear brake and then I'm shifting down if I'm in too high of a gear. But for the most part, I try not to use my regular brake. Only if I really have to, if like I'm just coming in too fast or something. And or like for jumping, if I overshoot a jump, you can hold L2 mid-air and it'll help pull your bike back. If you pull back on the sticks, pull back on the left stick and use L2, it'll help you if you overshoot a jump too much. And if you do vice versa, if you push forward, give it gas, it'll help you give that extra push to the bike to make that landing if you come up a tad bit too short or something. You'll have to mess with it to understand what I'm trying to say. But definitely, you want to master the brakes. Master your rear brake for sure. Coming around these corners, let off the gas, rear brake, clutch boost, give it more gas. Let off the gas, rear brake, slide out a little bit, and then just clutch boost right after. And another thing is too with this rear brake, let's say for instance, you overshoot a jump and you're about to land into the berm or something. Let's see, for instance, right here. I'll be in second gear. It's shifting me down. See how I just cased that? See how I cased it right into that landing? If you ever come across that and you don't want that animation to happen, what you can do is you can hit R1 like mid-air right before you land. Like not mid-air, but like right before you land. If you hit R1 and you're kind of sideways and land with the direction of the turn of the berm, hit R1 while you're on the gas still, the bike will land so smooth into the corner. It's almost like a cheat. It's almost like a cheat code. It sounds crazy, but you have to give it a try and mess with it to really understand what I'm trying to say. Let's see, I need a little bit more speed. I might try to hit this outside right here. See how I just like landed and slid instead of just like casing and making that animation of me almost crashing, right? You still kind of made an animation, but it'll still help you. It'll still be faster instead of actually going through that slowness of the animation. So hold R1 if you land into a corner and you're coming in too hot and you land into a corner. Turn the direction of the bike into the corner and hold R1 as you land. And I'm telling you, it's gonna work wonders. It definitely will. I'll give this another try real quick. And if you overshoot it too, you're like, damn, I really overshot it, just like that one I did just right there. Use L2 because it's going to help you slow you down in midair and pull back on the stick. It's going to bring you closer. You won't overshoot as much. So definitely got to play with L2 and your rear brake up in air to help you out. And next up we got cornering. Let me show you guys some cornering. We kind of went over it with the rear brake already. Using your rear brake to slide around corners, to hook ruts. We can go to this outdoor track and I can show you guys a little bit more. Let me go to the starting gate. But yeah, I definitely feel like I use my rear brake a lot more than I actually do my regular brake. My regular brake is only needed when I'm actually needing to come to a good complete stop, or just need to slow the hell down, and or up in air. If I overshoot a jump, I'm holding L2 and pulling back on the stick to help me land smooth, not case a jump. You know what I mean? But let's hit some cornering. Show you guys some cornering. Most corners you want to be in third and or second. And your sticks are going to be key. Pushing the sticks in the directions of the rut. Pushing both sticks in the directions of the rut. Now with the left stick, when you hook that rut, you could be pushing it forward. You could be pushing your left stick forward while your right stick is in the direction of the rut. It's going to help you be a little bit faster throughout those corners, and you'll have a little bit more control of them. Instead of sometimes you might just spin out if you're just pushing too much in the direction with both sticks, if that makes any sense. So like you're rolling into the corner, pushing both sticks to the left. If you roll your left stick up forward while your right stick is still in the direction of the rut, it'll kind of help the rider stand up a little bit. See how he's standing up? It'll help him stand up, and he'll be able to you'll be able to feel it a lot faster through the rut. You got to make sure you're clutch boosting though. Definitely got to make sure you're clutch boosting for sure. Alright, yeah, just learning the different speeds, learning when to be in third gear around corners. You'll know because the bike sounds kind of boggy. If it sounds a little bit boggy, just shift down in a second real quick. It's not that big of a deal to shift down in a second if it's too boggy. Like right here, that's a tight 180 corner, so you want to be down in a second. Unless you take it real wide in third, and and you have enough power in third to get you around that corner. But for a good tight corner, you want to stay in second and just shift through the gear if you have to. Alright, next up, I'm going to show you guys some jumping, a little bit of over jumping, the dual sticks, the reflex gyro that I showed you guys earlier, what that's going to play a major key in, and braking midair, which I just talked about a little bit with the rear brake. So let's go back right here to this jump right here, to this track, excuse me. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering if I'm pulling back on the sticks when I'm jumping. I sure am. I'm pulling back on both sticks. Am I preloading? The only time I'm preloading, and when I mean by preloading, pulling back on both sticks and pushing forward at the top of the jump to get the most out of the jump, is when I'm really trying to send it. Is when I really just want to full on just send it. I'll preload. But for the most part, I'm just pulling back on the sticks right before the jump, and then I'm scrubbing. I'm either scrubbing these jumps or whipping. Because if I preload, look at boom, just overshoot it, right? Just overshoot it a little too much. You don't want to preload on every jump. I mean, it's good in some cases if you want to try to get that farther jump. Right there through the whips, I'm pulling back on both sticks. Sometimes it helps you out, just depending on how much speed you got, it'll help you out to push forward on the left stick. You have to like really watch the bike and how the bike is handling. Because if the bike starts to pop a wheelie, if you push forward on the left stick, it'll kind of even it out while still holding back on the right stick. And then pulling back on the left stick again, about half, like 3/4 of the way through, it'll keep a good flow rhythm all the way through. But yeah, jumping jumps, I would definitely, like starting out, I wouldn't recommend scrubbing right off the bat, because scrubbing, you start to scrub when you have too much speed coming around or coming into a jump. You'll start to scrub when you have too much speed, so you can land on a landing smooth, like right there, boom. And I'm holding L2 too to kind of help me land smooth, letting go as soon as I land. Don't hold on to it when you land, because it'll make you slow. Oh. Like starting out, I mean, yeah, it's fun to throw whips and try to scrub and get the feel for it. But honestly, just get the feel for the sticks of jumping and just trying to find a good rhythm. You don't always have to scrub. Scrubbing comes later when you start to become fast and you have too much speed into a jump. Now, another thing you can do too is on some of these jumps, if you're not scrubbing, you can pull back on the left stick and push forward with the right stick. And you'll see what I mean when I say this. You'll get a good flow, you'll get a good rhythm. Let off the gas too. Pushing forward with the right stick and pushing back with the left stick. instead of pushing back on both sticks. I mean, you can try to get a good jump, a good far jump out of both sticks if you want to push back. But if you really want to get a good far jump, push forward after you push back on both sticks. I know it seems like a lot, but try practicing with pushing back on the left stick and pushing forward with the right stick. Stay consistent through the whoops, hold it steady through the whoops, clutch boost through the whoops. Shifting gears while in air, mid-air, right before you land. Noticing the different terrain on the tracks, like using the rider position, standing forward, down, up, down with the right stick is going to help you out a lot. You definitely have to mess with it. It takes time. It just won't happen in like a few seconds. It definitely takes time. You have to really put the work in and hit the jumps, practice and see how it feels. If you know, clutch boosting too. But definitely when you hit these jumps, you want to be pushing back on the left stick, pushing forward on the right stick. And pushing forward as soon as you land on the left stick. And then pulling it right back, pulling it right back. You don't want to hold it forward too long because then you'll lose speed. Messing with your sticks, getting a feel for it on how the bike controls and handles, going over jumps, pulling back, pushing forward, you'll start to notice a major difference. But you got to make sure you have reflex gyro turned on. Use L2 if you have too much speed or something. But don't even sweat it, because I still freaking case jumps to this day. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at and how fast I've gotten at this game. Alright, next up we got memorizing the track layouts. You definitely want to memorize the tracks. We have a freaking ton of tracks, Supercross tracks, a ton of these tracks. The online lobbies are mainly these tracks right here: Anaheim, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Glendale, Oakland, San Diego. Basically all these expert tracks. If you go to expert online, the jumps are a lot bigger, the whoops are a lot bigger, the cornering's a lot bigger. Everything's a lot bigger on the expert tracks. So I recommend definitely starting out with the basic Supercross tracks. Let's just go free ride. Let's go Anaheim. But definitely you want to try to memorize these tracks, memorize the track names. I mean, there's a bunch of different tracks, but if you go online, let's just say we're going to go play online. We go race online. If you go to Supercross, you see the list of these tracks right here: Anaheim, St. Louis, Los Angeles, Glendale, and so forth. Try to memorize those tracks. If you can, just run Supercross online and just memorize the names of the tracks, and just try to memorize the track layouts. Same for nationals. Indoors, outdoors. Remember the names, remember the track layouts. Just try your best to try to remember them, because honestly that's going to help you out a lot. That's going to help you out a lot. And if you have a trouble with the section, or if you're like, damn, why can't I hit this? It's so simple to come to free ride, hop on the track that you're having trouble with. Let's just say that back section right there I'm having trouble with. Sometimes I may table on right there. I may table on, go over that single, table on, hit this bump, and then jump over right here, and then just double over that table right there. And or I might just triple that whole entire section right there. I might just jump over that table. You know what I mean? But you got to have the correct amount of speed. But how do I do that? How do I practice it? What you come is do, you set a marker. Memorize these tracks. Memorize these layouts. It's going to help you out. Set a marker. Take the outside. Clutch boost. Boom. You just cleared that whole thing right there. Let off the gas when you need to. You don't always have to be on the gas. Now some of these triples may look huge, like this one right here. This triple, like you might get a lot of speed coming into it and it may look huge, like damn, I could really send it. You want to make sure like you have the correct amount of speed going over these jumps, because if not, you'll overshoot them and or you'll case them. So that's why scrubbing comes into play. It's a huge thing. Like say if you're in third gear and you're already flowing through the track pretty good, you know that you're going to overshoot it in third gear, so you might as well shift into second at the top of the jump and just scrub the shit out of it, so you know you can land smooth. So third gear, second, I'm just scrubbing so I land smooth down that landing right there. You do not want to switch into third gear going through the whoops. Going through the whoops, whatever gear you're in before you start the whoops is what gear you want to stay in, unless you get towards the end, you can drop down into second if you're in third already. But typically, I recommend going through the whoops in second. If you can get up to third before you hit the whoops, you'll freaking fly through the whoops. But if you just don't have that speed to get into third, you won't hit the whoops correctly. You'll start bouncing, hopping, skipping, bogging, and you'll be wanting to shift back into second. So that's why I recommend hitting him in second, because either way in second, if you clutch boost in second, you still get a good nice little speed boost through him, even if you're clutch boosting through him. Now I know you guys hear me hitting that rev limiter, like, damn, why is he so heavy on the rev limiter? Bro, I just like the sound of it. I really do. Sometimes I won't hit it always. I'll hit the rev limiter. You'll know I'm hitting the rev limiter is when I'm holding L2 to try to hold the bike back from going so far. I'll be holding L2 and R2 at the same time, hitting the rev limiter. That's when you know. Whenever I'm hitting that rev limiter, it's because I'm holding L2 and I'm trying to slow down, but I'm still trying to keep the speed of the RPMs. Like, I'm still trying to keep high RPMs so when I land, I can still go fast. Hopefully that's making sense, yo. But yeah, definitely, man, if you're having trouble with any of these tracks, come to Freeride, set a marker, whatever section you're having trouble with. Definitely set a marker and just tap triangle to go back to it. Hold triangle to set the marker and just keep coming back to it until you get it down. See, like, you don't always have to switch into third. You can hit shit in second pretty good still. You could probably honestly go around this whole track in second. Now, will you be as fast? I'm pretty sure you could be pretty damn fast smashing in second around the whole track, but taking it to third in some of these sections, it'll be somewhat faster. I'm gonna hit this whole track in second just so you guys can get an idea that it's possible if you just stay in one gear. Now I'm gonna try hitting this track in third. I'm gonna try staying in third gear throughout the whole track. I don't know what just happened right there. It's a little tough to try to stay in third throughout the whole track. That's why second is good to switch into. But don't get me wrong, third gear is a good gear to be in too, because you get a lot more speed compared to second. You can only get so much out of second. And if you case a jump, clutch boost as soon as you case. If you feel like you're not gonna make it, clutch boost as soon as you hit that jump. You know you're gonna case, just clutch boost. Clutch boost anyways, you'll still get that boost. Push forward on the stick too. Like if you clutch boost and you case, push forward on the stick. It's gonna help you out. Well, honestly, man, it's just memorizing the tracks, grinding it out, getting the feel for the bike, understanding the gears, understanding the rider movement, the position. Man, rear brake, clutch boosting, it's gonna help you out key, man. You just gotta get out there and put the time in, put the practice in, and really grind it out. But next up, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of tips on the quad. Personally, in my opinion, the Honda is dog shit. The Honda quad is dog shit in my opinion. I know earlier I said it's personal preference with these bikes. For the most part, to an extent, you really got to understand and be able to ride each bike and know what I mean. But I guess you could say each bike does kind of handle different in its own way, but they are all really good bikes. To me, this Honda, it don't handle really well compared to this Cowie for some reason. Now the YZ, the Suzuki, those are good bikes too. These bikes handle really good, but the way they feel, like the width of the bike compared to the Cowie, the width of those bikes compared to like the Honda, a lot different. It's personal preference, whatever feels good to you, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little bit on this Cowie. Let's go to an outdoors. I specifically like riding the quads on outdoors. Let's go free ride. Let's take it to, let's go 24 Fox Raceway. But these ATVs, man, I like riding chase far. I like to see the field of view on these ATVs so I can slide around these corners, because the rear brake is a lot different compared to the quads. I mean, to the dirt bikes on the quads. You slide a lot more on these quads with the rear brake. So, starting out, you want to clutch boost like crazy, just like the dirt bike. Let off the gas, and you're hardly ever really using the regular brake, L2. Hardly ever using that on the quads. Besides midair, if you over jump a jump, hold L2, pull back on the stick, and you'll be able to land smooth down landings. But when you hit these jumps, or hit those berms, hit those ruts, you want to let off the gas before, hold R1, and it'll slide around those corners. make sure you let off the gas a little bit before the corner. Don't wait too late, because then you'll have too much speed and you'll be having to press L2. Like, you damn near want to be holding R1 before you even get into the corner, using your sticks in the direction of the corner. Toss a little nice whip for you guys. But if you have too much speed, definitely hit L2. Like right there, I was hitting L2 because I had a little bit too much speed just to slow me down. Had to hit L2. Definitely hold R1 before you hit the corners. I recommend chase far for quads, just because you can see the track a lot better and you can slide into the corners a lot better. You're definitely going to be pulling back on the sticks a lot. Pulling back on the sticks a lot. Pushing forward on the left stick whenever you jump or land or something, coming out of the corners. You don't always have to push forward on the left stick coming out of the corners. But if you do, get right back to pulling back on it. Man, like I said with the dirt bike too, if you come in too hot to a corner, like say you hit a jump and you land in the corner, hold R1 and you'll slide around that corner as soon as you land. You won't case it as much, you won't get that weird crashing animation like that right there. Let off the gas and slide around them corners and clutch boost like crazy. But man, I hope this video helps you guys out. If it did, please be sure to drop a like. I appreciate you guys, it means a lot. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos trying to help you guys out, so man, show some love. Pay me back with the like button. Donations are welcomed through super comments. That is very much appreciated whenever I get a donation. It means a lot, you guys. So, man, get out there, get some practice in, hit your career, run the races in the career against the AI. You'll get a lot better. Not only that, you'll get a lot of money if you do career. You'll see your bank account go up pretty fast if you run career. If you're just running online races with barely any experience, it's going to be a lot harder to get money. So I definitely recommend putting the time in, putting the work in, memorizing the track layouts, and just clutch boosting like crazy, rear braking, sliding around corners, hooking ruts, making sure you're hitting jumps right, staying consistent. Man, you'll get there. Trust me, you'll get there. It takes time, but you really just got to put the work in. Man, I appreciate you guys coming through and checking out the video. Hope this video helps. Until next time, go to out. Peace.